cardiologist and professor at Harvard Medical School. 3% of the population are affected by panic disorders, and women are twice as likely to be diagnosed with panic disorders. So people with panic disorders usually are more prone to committing suicide. So the development of mental disorders is through a long period of time, and I want you guys to know the symptoms of the panic disorder and how severe it can get without being treated. So what is a panic attack? I'm going to be talking to you guys about what a panic attack is, how it's developed, and how you can treat it. So here you can see a picture of a guy having a panic attack. Panic attacks consist of symptoms such as heart racing, shortness of breath, trembling, feeling dizzy, sweating, and reoccurring thoughts of death. So these symptoms, because mental disorders are developed through a long time, these symptoms can cause chronic stress. Chronic stress is very bad for the body, especially the brain. So that's why I want you guys to know the symptoms, know how it's treated, and maybe you can help a friend or yourself or a family member. So because of the chronic stress, some of the parts that are affected by the chronic stress are the brain, of course the body, because you lose your appetite, so you can't eat. Numbness, you lose feeling in your fingers, your feet, your throat, you feel like your chest is just like being crushed, you can't breathe. Sometimes you get the chills and heat flashes. Thank you. So yeah. So how is a panic disorder developed? Frequent stimulation to the autonomic nervous system, which is what controls your involuntary functions, such as sweating and numbness, like things that you like parts of the body you use that you don't really think about using but are still happening, you know? So here are some of the things that are affected by the brain when you are having a panic attack. So you see decreased brain activity in the frontal lobes, which is up here in the front, causing confusion, disorientation, and the potential of impulse behavior. So you also get increased brain activity in the thalamus, indicating sensory overloads, resulting in unusual perception. So you can get dizzy, see like white dots everywhere, or just like nothing, like all black. So then, I guess that's it. Okay, so connecting symptom to disorder. First, you're going to want to get a clinical psychologist or therapist. So a way to connect your symptoms to your disorder is they ask you questions. So you do self-reports asking you like, so what symptoms are you feeling? What do you think may have caused this? Like maybe prior things that had happened, like maybe losing a family member or something, and that can add to your, that can tell the physician that maybe like that is what is, that's what is affecting you to have these symptoms. So they also have observational studies, so they observe you, watching how like you fidget, maybe you're not making eye contact, so that may alert the physician that maybe you have like social anxieties or something like that. So psychological tests also include like personality tests or coordination tests, just making sure that your body is functioning well and your brain is processing the information correctly. So therapy is one of the most common ways to treat panic disorders. You can also use medication, but panic disorders vary in severity, so the way it's treated also varies. I would say therapy is the most common and helpful because you really get to the root of the problem. And so therapy breaks the connection between trigger and symptoms with exposure therapy. So for example, I used to have panic attacks, so when I would have a panic attack, like maybe at Costco I had a panic attack, I did not want to go back to the Costco because I felt like, what if I have another panic attack in there? So what they do with exposure therapy is they tell you, okay, I want you to go to the Costco parking lot, go as far as you can go into the Costco, stay as long as you can, and you just do it until you kind of feel better about going inside. So now I just go to Costco all the time. I love Costco. But yeah, so I talked to you guys about what a panic attack is, how it's developed, and how to treat it. I think it's very important, especially now, because a lot of us with panic disorders or depression or all of that, like a lot of them go undiagnosed and then lead to stronger developments of other disorders. So, yeah.